This is very short, informal legal discussions to keep you informed. My name is Alet Uys, and I'm a practicing attorney from Pretoria, South Africa. This episode is a very short first part of two parts in respect of children's rights. As upsetting as it may be, it comes into my practice and over my path quite often and quite regularly that children are still abused and assaulted, and very often there are a lot of adults in these children's lives that are aware of the abuse and keep quiet. It's for this reason that I thought it would be quite important to shed some light on the duty of adults to report assault or abuse, or what they may reasonably suspect is assault or abuse of a child. In terms of Section 110 of the Children's Act 38 of 2005, there are certain professions or certain people that are obliged to report the abuse of children or the suspected abuse of children, such as medical doctors, legal practitioners, school teachers, people in charge of a daycare center of a child, etc., etc. As a general rule, if you are over 16 or 18 years of age and you are in contact with a child or know a child that you reasonably suspect may be abused, you do have the legal duty and of course moral duty to report the abuse. How do you report it? There's a Form 22 that I'll upload at the end of this podcast that you must complete and lodge with either the Department of Social Development or a social welfare organisation. A social worker will then be appointed, will investigate, the matter will be brought before a children's court, and in terms of that inquiry, the main question is this child in need of care and protection? You do not have to worry about the technicalities of that legal inquiry. What you do need to worry about is to make sure that you report possible or suspected abuse of the child. In the two matters that I recently came across in the last 2 or 3 weeks, in both of those matters, the school teachers duly completed Form 22 and made sure that a social worker was involved immediately when they thought there was abuse involved. In both cases, abuse was in fact involved. What I noted, however, is all the other adults in these two cases kept quiet. There were a lot of other adults that was similarly aware of the children's abuse, but that kept quiet, and this was quite shocking to me. So please do not feel that you should not interfere or become involved or try and keep clear of issues and therefore not report abuse. You have a legal and moral duty to report abuse. Just very quickly, what is abuse? It seems obvious, but there is a very particular legal definition in the Children's Act, and I will read from it. So if you are under reasonable suspicion that the child is suffering one of the following, you must report, right? That the child is assaulted or that harm is inflicted deliberately onto the child is sexually abused, or someone is allowing the child to be sexually abused, the child is being bullied by an adult or a child, there's a labour practice involved that exploits a child, or a child is being exposed or subjected to psychological or emotional harm. So it's a very broad definition. If you are feeling uncertain of either the form or the process or the place to report child abuse, most practicing family attorneys can assist. Contact someone, don't keep quiet, do what you should do, and thank you so much. This is quite a serious topic, so it's not a very light topic this week, but it is something that is still happening very often. So please take care to do what you should. Next week I'll speak a bit more in part 2 of children's rights about how children's views and wishes should be considered as part of their parents' legal disputes. Thank you so much for tuning in. You feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and see you next week. Thank you. Bye.